Alright, so this question is different from what we've seen previously because we're given what the graph here is the derivative of f and not just the original graph of f. So we just got to think a little bit differently. So if you take a look at number 1 here, we can see that the graph is essentially the line y equals x. So really what we're looking for is down here in this chart, we're just going to go ahead and fill in the f prime of x piece because that's what we do have. So from negative infinity to 0, we can see that it is those are negative y values. So I'm just going to go ahead and write in negative into this spot here. And then I'm taking a look at the next place. Maybe I'll just go from 0 to positive infinity. With 0 to positive infinity, we can see it's also, or this side's going to be positive here in terms of the y values. Okay. And then we can see that the when x equals 0 in the graph of f prime of x, it's also y equals 0. So we got to think how that translates backwards to what f of x is equal to. So we know that if f prime of x is going to be negative, that means that the original function f of x had to be decreasing over those values from negative infinity to positive 0 or to 0. And then for the other side where it's going from 0 to infinity, we know that it was positive for the derivative. That means that it's going to be increasing for the original function. And then the other one is that at x equals 0, the derivative was 0, which means that the tangent lines at that point has a slope of 0. So that means if you look to the left, it was going to be decreasing, and to the right, it was going to be increasing. That means that this is going to be a minimum value right there. Okay, so if we go to graph this thing, remember, for this, we're going to go through and actually put together, what the graph is going to look like from here. So we know it's going to be decreasing on one side and increasing the other. So if f prime of x is a line, that means that kind of working backwards from what we did before, we see that f of x is going to be 1 degree higher than that, which makes it a quadratic. So I can see that it's going to be something that looks approximately like this, where it's going to be decreasing on this side and increasing on this side, and the tangent line in the middle here is going to be 0. So that's approximately what it's going to look like. So try to use this to go through number 2 there. They definitely get more complicated, but the answers and worked out solutions are all online too. So I hope that helps.